Bryan Mbeumo's AFCON duty could complicate things. If he signs, United would lose him for up to 6 weeks between December and mid-January. While personal terms are done, Spurs remain in the race, and the added factor of international absence may give United pause. It's a balancing act. Risks short-term absence for long-term gain. Victor Osimhen remains Rio Ferdinand's dream signing. The United legend name-dropped the Nigerian striker once again on his podcast, urging the club to go eat. The fans know. I've said it as Osimhen. He turned down El Hilal. He must be waiting for Man United, said Rio, though a deal won't be easy. Ferdinand believes Osimhen is the answer to United's striker crisis. Richard Rios is now on Manchester United's radar as the Red Devils ramp up their midfield rebuild. The Colombian midfielder, currently shining for Palmeiras, caught attention during the Club World Cup and is being watched closely by top European clubs. According to Give Me Sport, United have stepped up their interest, but they're not alone. Spurs and Nottingham Forest are also circling. Caught Offside reports Palmeiras have slapped a hefty £86 million price tag on Rios and insist on full payment with no installment plans. A hard-hitting tackler with composure under pressure, Rios could be a long-term Casemiro successor, but United will need to dig deep to make it happen. Ruben Amorim, despite just half a season at the helm, is already feeling the heat. Baird claims the odds have shortened to 6 quarters on the Portuguese boss being sacked before Christmas. The pressure stems from a rocky finish last season and a brutal start to the new campaign. Arsenal HBOM, A Burnley H, Man City A, and Chelsea HX. Fans and board alike want results fast. Amorim needs a flying start or risk falling into the firing line. Emiliano Martinez has declared his desire to join Manchester United after a standout spell at Villa. The World Cup winning keeper is eyeing a step up, with Old Trafford his top pick. Give Me Sports' Ben Jacobs and Danny Rust report that United see Martinez as a seasoned and steady hand, especially with Andre Onana's future unclear. Villa aren't ruling out a deal due to their PSR obligations and could demand up to €45 million. Martinez would bring leadership, top-tier reflexes, and clutch game mentality. If the Red Devils can pull it off, Bryan Mbeumo remains a live target for United. Though negotiations with Brentford are anything but simple, Fabrizio Romano says. The club is still in control of the situation, but Brentford's tough stance makes it tricky. David Ornstein adds that Mbeumo wants the move, personal terms are done, but final club-to-club agreement is pending. United see the 25-year-old as key to Amorim's revamped front line, especially with Antony and Sancho potentially on the way out. Davide Fratesi is emerging as a serious midfield target for the Red Devils. According to Phages, the Inter Milan man is unhappy with limited minutes and wants out. United are weighing their options and see Fratesi's work rate and defensive grit as a strong fit for Amorim's system. Inter reportedly want £30 million and Atletico Madrid are lurking, so if United want him, they'll need to move fast. Hugo Ekitike, meanwhile, could be United's backup plan. The Frankfurt striker, formerly of PSG, is reportedly open to a switch, per team talk. If the deal for Victor Gyökeres falls through, United may pivot to Discussions have already been held with Frankfurt, and the asking price is thought to be around €100 million. Jadon Sancho has reportedly given the green light to a Napoli move. Sky Sport Italy reports the England international, fresh off a loan spell at Chelsea, is ready for a fresh start. Napoli are looking to bolster their attack, and while wages remain an issue, Sancho wants the move. Talks are ongoing. Manchester United fans are fuming over rising ticket prices. The new matchday tiers could see members pay up to £97 for marquee games like the opener versus Arsenal. The Manchester United Supporters Trust slammed the club for failing to consult fans, but CEO Omar Barada insists there were internal discussions. Either way, supporters aren't buying it. JADON, Sancho's future is priority no. One before United sanction further loan exits. Fabrizio Romano reports, United want a permanent exit for the winger. Napoli are leading the race, but Sancho's wages are a hurdle. Same story with Rashford. Talks are in early stages. Marcus Rashford, meanwhile, could be rescued by Newcastle United. After his Aston Villa loan, he's actively looking for a way out. Caught Offside says Rashford is even willing to cut his £325,000 per week wages to make it happen. Newcastle want him on loan, while United prefer a permanent sale. With Barcelona and PSG looking elsewhere, the Magpies are in pole position to give Rashford a career lifeline. Andre Onana isn't on the market for now, though Ruben Amorim sees him as his no. One United would consider a sale if a top offer lands. After a mixed debut season, the Cameroonian shot-stopper is set to stay and fight for his place. Bryan Mbeumo has dealt United a serious blow. The Brentford star now prefers a reunion with former manager Thomas Frank at Spurs over a move to Old Trafford. Despite agreeing terms with United, the lure of Champions League football and familiarity in North London is proving too strong. After already missing out on Liam Delap, another loss here would sting. Mason Mount could also be headed for the door. Aston Villa are monitoring the midfielder they're closely ahead of their Europa League campaign. Mount struggled for fitness last season but ended with some positive form. Still, his wages and United's PSR concerns could make a sale likely. Jadon Sancho is reportedly ready for a Serie A switch, with Juventus and Napoli both interested. His agent is also sounding out options in Germany, but Italy is now the Juventus have already asked United about the price. A deal could move quickly. Antony is desperate to leave and is even ready to slash his £150,000 per week wages by 30% to make it happen. After shining on loan at Real Betis, the Brazilian wants a permanent return. United want around £32.85 million to avoid a PSR loss, but Betis might struggle to meet that still. Antony's desire to leave is loud and clear. He sees no way back under Amorim. Antony remains a wanted man after his loan success at Betis, scoring 7 goals in 17 games. Italian side Como, with Cesc Fabregas leading recruitment, are interested. But Antony's heart is with Betis, where he rediscovered his best form. Jadon Sancho is leaning towards a Serie A move, with Napoli his preferred destination. Gianluca Di Marzio reports he's chosen the reigning champions over Juventus, despite a £21 million bid from the Turin Giants. Sancho wants Champions League football and a fresh start, and Napoli could offer both. Rasmus Højlund's situation is becoming more uncertain. Napoli and Inter are reportedly eyeing the Danish striker after a rocky debut campaign in Manchester. With United targeting new attackers, Højlund's future could depend on whether Amorim sees him adapting or being moved on to fund more deals. Marcus Rashford added fuel to the exit rumors after telling Spanish influencer Javi Ruiz he'd love to play with Barca star Lamine Yamal. "Everyone wants to play with the best," said Rashford, clearly hinting at a dream move. With Barca now chasing Nico Williams and Luis Diaz, the path may be blocked. But Rashford's intentions are clear. Bryan Mbeumo's move to Old Trafford is all but confirmed. United have agreed a £60 million plus deal with Brentford. Personal terms are done, and it's just a matter of completing the medical. Spurs made a late push, but United won the race, and Mbeumo's expected to inject pace, goals, and flair into Amorim's front line. Ruben Amorim is overseeing a full-blown squad overhaul, with stars like Sancho, Rashford, Antony, and all possibly out, and young talents incoming. United's summer rebuild is in full swing. This window could define the next chapter at Old Trafford. Alejandro Garnacho has enraged fans after posting a holiday pic wearing a Marcus Rashford Aston Villa shirt in Ibiza, already skating on thin ice with Amorim after being benched in the Europa League final and clashing on social media. Garnacho's future looks bleak. With fan backlash mounting and trust broken, both he and Rashford may be on the way out. Reports suggest all four, Garnacho, Rashford, Sancho, and Antony could miss the preseason USA tour unless moves are secured. Jadon Sancho could be heading to Turkey, with Jose Mourinho's Fenerbahce showing interest. After a decent Chelsea loan, 5 goals, 10 assists, the Blues passed on a permanent deal. And now Sancho's future hangs in the balance. Antony's price tag is set, £30 million. That's the fee United want. According to Diario de Sevilla, Real Betis, where he impressed on loan, are leading the chase. Serie A clubs are watching, but Antony prefers Spain, where he found confidence again. Emiliano Martinez and Andre Lunin are on United's goalkeeping radar. Defensa Central says talks have started with Lunin, who's unhappy backing up court at Madrid, but Martinez remains the top choice. With Saudi clubs lurking, United may need to act quickly to beat the competition. Mason Mount might be the next big name out the door. Football 365 reports Aston Villa are lining up a summer bid. The 25-year-old endured an injury-hit season at United, managing just 17 appearances and 1 goal. Now, with Europa League football ahead, Villa want him to bolster their midfield. Manchester United are deep into one of their most dramatic transfer windows in years. Under Ruben Amorim, the Red Devils are going full throttle, with new signings, big-name exits, and off-pitch drama keeping fans on edge. Stick with us for all the latest from Old Trafford.